All hail the Clicks crew. All right, guys, today we are going to be getting into the top 10 best super rare Heroclix figures in modern age Heroclix. This is one I know a lot of people have been asking about. Is I going to do super rares and chases and stuff like that? Yes, we are now finally in the upper echelon of Heroclix rarity. So make sure that you're subscribed so that you can see those other videos when they come up. Also, now's a good time before we get into this video to let you know that Mr. Clicksflix is sponsored by Lucky Dice Cafe out of Huntsville, Alabama, home of the ROC. No matter if you're in the United States or around the world, Lucky Dice Cafe has the winning role for our gaming needs. You can visit them at luckydicecafe.com or on their Facebook page using the link from the description of this video. Mr. Clicksflix is also sponsored by trollandtoad.com, one of the largest online gaming retailers. Visit trollandtoad.com and use the promo code Mr. Clicksflix for 5% off your HeroClix order today. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and get into this countdown. Up first is number 058 from the Fantastic Four Heroclix set. It is the Super Scrawl. He has the Frightful Four, Scrawl's Cosmic, Soldier, and Warrior keywords. He has one trait, and it's the powers of the Fantastic Four. At the beginning of your turn, choose two. Super Scrawl has the listed effects until your next turn. Invisible Woman, Sidestep Stealth, Barrier as free, but only to generate one marker. The Thing, Charge, Impervious, Close Combat Expert. Mr. Fantastic, Plasticity, Super Senses, Giant Reach 4. Human Torch, Running Shot, Energy Explosion, range of 6. So you get any two of those four that you like as long as you choose at the beginning of your turn. Man, there's some good choices here. I often find myself choosing Thing and Mr. Fantastic. But if you need to drop either the Thing or Mr. Fantastic for Human Torch, that's good. If you want that range. And then there's a lot to be said for stealth, too. If you don't think your opponent can bust through stealth, if they can't shoot you at all, that's just a good thing. He's got the Scrawl team ability. He's got 3 different point lines. At 100 points, he's got a 9 movement with the flight ability, 11 attack, 18 defense, impervious, indomitability, 3 damage with shape change. Then at 75 points, he's got a 9 movement, 11 attack, 18 defense with toughness, 3 damage with shape change. And then at 50 points, he's got an 8 movement, 11 attack, 17 defense with toughness, 3 damage, shape change. All 3 of these are good point lines. 50 points seems to be like the really sweet spot for him, makes it so that he goes on a lot of teams. And if you do Thing and Mr. Fantastic, that is a lot of rollouts for an opponent to get through. So for sure, one of the best super rares in my opinion in modern age right now. Uatu is number 05 from the Fantastic Four Future Foundation HeroClix set. He has the Cosmic, Herald, and Scientist keywords. He has one trait. I'm here to observe the important cosmic events that are about to unfold. Whenever a character within range uses probability control and the finalized result is different from the original result, a result before any rerolls such as a miss becomes a hit, a successful breakaway becomes a failed breakaway, etc. After resolutions gain 1 mission point. So this was something that people thought you were really going to be able to abuse, and while it's still good, it's not, you can't get all 20 mission points in one attack like they thought anymore. You really only get 1 mission point per attack, or really dice rolling event is how I would look at it. But those mission points are really important. If you get 20 of them, basically you can win the game, so it gives you an alternate win condition. He's got Cosmic Energy Team ability, which is basically Power Cosmic now. And he's only 30 points, has a 12 range single target, 12 movement with phasing teleport, 0 attack, 19 defense with invulnerability, and 0 damage with probability control and giant size. And then you see at the end of his dial, he actually becomes quite effective at attacking. So this is just a really good late game guy if you want to, really have somebody that's going to be able to whack somebody. Not a lot of defense there, but if you've been able to prob them and just for those 30 points kind of move them around for 30 points, that's a good backup plan. But anyway, just between the prob and the mission points and the late game attacker, I feel like he's one of the best super rares in modern age right now. Mr. Oz is number 052 from the DC Rebirth HeroClix set. He has the Kryptonian, Cosmic, and Scientist keywords. He has a trait, a special on his movement, a special on his attack, a special on his defense, and a special on his damage. His trait is waiting for the time to be right. If Mr. Oz is 40 points, he is KO'd when his dial clicks past the red KO line, protected pulse wave. So this is important because he's always starting on click number 1, but he's got 2 different point lines. Special on his movement is free. Place Mr. Oz in a square within 6 squares. That's just something that's neat. Special on his attack, the intercept the projection. Telekinesis, whenever a character is placed by telekinesis, after resolutions, you may place that character within 2 squares and line of fire of their current square. So that's really cool. It gives them TK, but an extra 2 movement, and it allows you to move your opponent's stuff around 2 different squares, which can really hurt them with placement if done right. Special on his defense is the time is right, stop, invincible. Mr. Oz can't be healed above this this game. And then the special on his damage is manipulate from another dimension. Probability control with a range value of 12. When Mr. Oz uses it, he can use improved targeting, ignores blocking, elevated, and characters. He's got 2 different point lines, 100 points and 40 points, has the hyper time and Superman team abilities. I'm going to be honest, you're never running this guy at 100 points. It's always 40 points. And for 40 points, he's got a base 7 range, single target, 7 movement with stealth and the flight ability, 10 attack with that special, 18 defense, super senses, 1 damage with the special. So for 40 points, basically, you're getting a TKer that can TK you out essentially 8 squares. He's got prob that's got a 12 range and ignores all kinds of stuff. Good assortment of keywords on this guy. For sure has been and will continue to be one of the best super rares and support figures just in general in modern age Heroclix. Herbie is number 050 from the Fantastic Four Future Foundation Heroclix set. He has the Fantastic Four and a robot keywords. He has 2 traits. First trait is plus 5 points. You have given a match to a child who lives in a tinderbox. If exactly 1 friendly character named Mr. Fantastic is on your starting force, he starts the game with an ultimate nullifier equipped. That's cool, but that's not why we have him on this team. We have him here for his captain ability, which is Future Foundation Hall Monitor. Whenever a sidekick would be KO'd by an opposing effect, you may roll a d6, 4 through 6. Instead, turn that sidekick to its last non-KO click and place it in a square adjacent to Herbie. Gain 2 mission points for each sidekick placed by this effect. That's awesome. So this is for the 30 points that Herbie is. You have somebody that can basically resurrect your sidekick characters and bring them adjacent to him so that he can do some stuff. And we're going to see here in a minute. That's pretty important. We know that if you get 20 mission points, you're the first one at 20 mission points. That gives you an alternate win condition. For 30 points, Fantastic Four team ability, 4 range, single target, 6 movement with sidestep and the flight ability, 10 attack, 17 defense with defend and indomitability, which basically everybody has now, and then 1 damage with perplex. And then for his next 2 clicks, he has support. So as you can see on clicks 2 and 3, that means that if he is able to resurrect somebody back, bring him back, you bring him back on click, whatever their last click is. Then you can heal them up. You know, let's say you're on click 3, you've got that 10 attack, 16 defend. You get them down to a 16 defense. All you need is 6. You roll that, you heal them up 3 or 4, and then that's just how that goes. And if you get real streaky with these, that's a good way to deny points to your opponent and just kind of prolong the game. This is great don't die tech. It does have a bit of a drawback to it that it's not super consistent, but if you get streaky with it, this is good. And just the 30 points for the perplex and the hint that you might be able to do that with some really good keywords, I felt like he had to be on this list. Gray Ghost is number 059 from the Batman the Animated Series Heroclix set. He has the Batman family, Gotham City, Justice Society, Celebrity, Detective, and Police keywords, so really good keyword assortment. He's got 2 traits and a special on his damage. His first trait is Tough silver screen idle. At the beginning of the game, you may choose a character on your force named Batman or Bruce Wayne. If you do, the Grey Ghost and the chosen character's attack rolls of double 3s, double 4s, double 5s, or double 6s are critical hits. So basically anything that's not a crit miss is a crit hit now, which is just, that's, critical hits are always good. Gives you an extra 3 chances at that. Then the other trait he has is, hey, we don't need more extras in this scene. While the Grey Ghost is on the map, characters can't generate bystanders if a bystander of that name is already on the map. If a character generates multiple same bystanders at once, they can generate the first one. So I think moving forward in the modern age, this is going to be really important, since there are a bunch of characters that generate tokens and stuff like that. This is a good way to limit that, and I think this is going to be a big deal later on. And then the special on his damage is Outwit and Perplex. He's got 2 different point lines, 75 points and 40 points, Batman team ability. I like him best at his 40-point line, especially now with the rules change, so that you don't have to push him. He's got a 7 movement with plasticity, 10 attack, precision strike, 16 defense, energy shield deflection, 2 damage with close combat expert. I think just the ability to limit the bystander generation and the Outwit and Perplex for that special, if you choose to pay the 75 points to really make a lot of use of that. I think this guy has a chance to really make a splash in ways that he hasn't before. So I felt like he was a sleeper that was going to be a good idea to have on this list. SpiderMan is number 054 from the SpiderMan and Venom Absolute Carnage Heroclix set. He has the SpiderMan family, reporter, and scientist keywords. He has improved movement, ignores, elevated, and hindering. He has 2 traits and a special on his attack. His first trait is Spider-Man No More. At the beginning of the game, you may generate a garbage can in your starting area. So that's just good. That's basically, it's a mechanic to keep him alive longer. It's really, really a good mechanic. His other trait is Jonah Hates Me Even More Than I Thought. When Spider-Man starts the game, an opponent generates a J. Jonah Jameson bystander anywhere on the map. That's something that's helpful to your opponent, but ultimately, it's still worth playing this guy. And then his special on his attack is 4 hoodlums at once. When Spider-Man makes a close attack, he instead targets all adjacent opposing characters. That is great. With the rules changed, that was something that they kind of intimated, but it's nice to see this on this guy. He's only 60 points, has a Spider-Man team ability, 9 movement with hypersonic speed, 12 attack with that special, 18 defense with super senses and indomitability, which he's just going to have anyway now because of how the new rules are, 3 damage with Outwit. And then you see if you bring him in with secret identity, he's only loses 1 attack off of his attack total, and you get all those extra clicks. This guy's just phenomenal. It's the best Spider-Man in modern age, in my opinion, right now. He feels the most like Spider-Man. Low point cost, decent assortment of keywords. We'd like to see Avengers on there, but I feel like that would have spiked his point cost a little bit. So overall, though, this is a really great Spider-Man that deserves to be on this list wholeheartedly. The Thing is number 049 from the Fantastic Four Heroclix set. He has the Earth X and Fantastic Four keywords. He has 2 traits, a special on his defense. His first trait is Buzz and Chuck. At the beginning of the game, generate a Buzz and a Chuck bystander. If your force is a Fantastic Four theme team, those bystanders have autonomous. This game, the Thing can't attack unless Buzz and or Chuck was KO'd. So that's pretty cool there. Buzz and Chuck are really good bystanders. They both have 10 attacks for 2 damage. Buzz has super strength and charge. Chuck has Quake, close combat expert, and sidestep. They're just really, really good, beefy bystanders to try to use. His other trait is Clobber You. What kind of unsophisticated slob do you think I am? Perplex. When the Thing uses it, he may modify attack values by -2 instead of -1. Anytime you can get stat modification that's more than 1 at a time, always good in my book. And then the special on his defense, settled down with Alicia to raise a family, defend invincible. He has the Fantastic Four team ability. He's only 50 points. For 50 points, you get the 2 bystanders, which is pretty good by itself. And then you look at Thing, and he's got a 7 movement with sidestep, 11 attack super strength, 19 defense with that special, 3 damage with empower. So for 50 points, yes, you have to wait for Buzz and Chuck to get KO'd, but you get that 19 defend for Fantastic Four keyworded teams. Fantastic Four, make sure to write this down. It's going to be one of the best named keywords in Modern Age coming up here. And this is going to be, I think, somebody that you see on a lot of teams, if for no other reason than just to have them on your starting force, bring in Buzz and Chuck, and then sub them out for somebody else. But I think this 19 with defend is really going to be something, especially with the sidekicks, that you're going to see a lot more creeping up on people. So definitely felt like he had to be on this list. Stripe is number 054 from the Justice League Unlimited Heroclix set. He has the All-Star Squadron, Justice League, 7 soldiers, and armor keywords. He has a trait, a special on his defense, and a special on his damage. His trait is Justice League Unlimited. At the beginning of your turn, roll a d6. 6, remove an action token from a friendly character with the Justice League keyword that's 100 points or less. That's pseudo leadership for the Justice League Unlimited trait. I just love it every time I see it. Special on his defense is here to protect Courtney. Stop, defend, invulnerability. Defend and invuln are good. The stop click's just good too. Then he's got this special on his damage, passing along years of experience, leadership, perplex, unique modifier. When Stripe uses leadership and succeeds, this turn when he uses perplex to target another friendly character, he may instead modify a combat value except damage +2. That used to be a drawback because you wanted to perplex up damage, but it's just the natural rules now, so there's no real drawback to this perplex anymore. 2 different point lines, 90 points and 35 points, but I'm going to be honest, he's on this list for that 35 point dial. 6 range, single target, 8 movement with sidestep, 10 attack, 18 defense with that special, 3 damage with the special. So for 35 points, you're getting a leadership role for all those different keywords, Justice League and armor. Probably the 2 best ones on there. You get a nice 18 defend. You get that +2 perplex. You get somebody that can taxi. That's a 10 movement taxi. All for 10 points. For 35 points. This guy is just a steal in my book. I think he's one of the better supporters that Justice League has. So for sure had to be on this list. Captain Marvel is number 054 from the Captain America and the Avengers Heroclix set. She has the Alpha Flight, Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy, Kree, Cosmic, and Soldier keywords. She has 2 traits, a special on her movement and a special on her defense. Her first trait is Assembled Avengers. Once per turn when Captain Marvel hits. After resolutions, you may roll a d6, 5 or 6. If your force has 3+ friendly characters with the Avengers keyword, remove an action token from Captain Marvel. Or give an action token to a hit target. If your force has 6+, do both. I mean, that's icing on the cake stuff there. That's just good. Her other trait is My Cat is Not a Flurkin. Free once per game. Generate a Chewy bystander. This is one of the most popular bystanders in the game because you get them for free. And then when you generate him, he has Flurry, Plasticity, Giant Reach 2, a 10 attack with Blades, Claws, Fangs, 17 defense, Energy Shield Deflection, Super Senses, 1 damage with Perplex. So realistically, you can deal out 12 damage with a free token. Yes, you want that. Then she's got this special on her movement called Higher, Hypersonic Speed. When Captain Marvel uses it after resolutions, deal 1 penetrating damage to an opposing character she moved through. If that character is a vehicle, deal it 3 penetrating damage instead. So not too many people are running vehicles right now, but that 1 penetrating damage is really important for a lot of teams, especially if they have a high defense that's going to be difficult to crack. You can kind of just ignore it, go after somebody a little easier, deal them that 1 penetrating, and then move about your business. It's also really good for retaliators and stuff like that, so that you don't necessarily have to use your attack to target them. And then she's got this special on her defense called Keep Standing Up, Stop, Invincible. Captain Marvel has Protected, Outwit. She's got 2 different point lines, 150 and 95 points. She has the Avengers team ability, 7 range, single target. Her most popular point line by far is the 95 point line. And I tend to agree with that. It's the 10 movement with that special and the flight ability, 11 attack, 18 defense, invulnerability, indomitability, which isn't really an advantage anymore, 3 damage with probability control. At 150 points, she does improve a bit, but it's up to you to decide if that's 55 points better or not. It's 12 movement with that special, 12 attack, 18 defense, impervious this time, and 4 damage still with probability control. It's up to you which point line you like better. I tend to ascribe to the belief that 95 points is better, but realistically, both of them are phenomenal. So she had to be on this list, I feel. She's just too good to leave off. Just a really great character that's proven her mettle time and time again in competitive play. Ace is number 058 from the Justice League Unlimited Heroclix set. She has the Gotham City Underworld, Project Cadmus, and Royal Flush Gang. So not the best keywords in the world. She has 2 traits and a special on her movement. Her first trait is Batman must talk her out of her final psychic backlash. When Ace is KO'd by an opponent's attack, deal 1 unavoidable damage to that character. When Ace is KO'd by an opponent's range attack, deal 1 unavoidable damage to each opposing character. Protected pulse wave. So this is a good way to really deter your opponent from trying to attack her, because if they attack her at range, everybody, and KO her for some reason, everybody on the opponent's team's taken 1 unavoidable. And that doesn't sound like a lot until you realize how much certain figures now really need to get on one particular click and stay there. And if you get them off that, it's a big deal. Her other trait is warp, perceptions, and realities, shape change, probability control. Other characters, friendly and opposing, can't use probability control except for theme team probability control. So really, this limits your opponent to only 3 uses of probability control in their game, and they can't take advantage of it if it's on their force at all. This isn't required by range or line of fire or anything. This is just a blanket thing she has. It's a really frustrating to play against if you haven't done it. Then a special on her attack, or I'm sorry, on her movement is Drive You Insane, Mind Control. When Ace uses it after resolutions, give a hit character an insanity token. When a character with an insanity token attacks, modify their attack -2, and then remove one of their insanity tokens. If they missed, all targets with that attack after resolutions deal them 1 unavoidable damage. So again, we're seeing where she's dealing unavoidable damage without actually having to attack, as long as she did her mind control. They're pretty likely to miss with their attack because they're getting that -2. And she's got probability control, and they only have so many probs they can use back. She's only 60 points, has a 6 range dual target, 6 movement with that special, 10 attack with TK, 18 defense with barrier, 1 damage with perplex. And she greatly benefits from the no pushing damage new rule. So you're able to barrier, you're able to TK, you're able to do a bunch of things with her turns in a row. I really think that you're going to start seeing her pop up, and you're going to see her use multi-target mind control. There's the one Mandarin ring that lends out extra targets. I can just see her really stacking some stuff up. And then, you just mind control people with her into being adjacent with somebody that they're really unlikely to hit. They get that -2 to their attack, and then you're off to the races. So I feel like she is definitely one of the better super rares in Modern Age right now. Alright guys, so those are my 10 picks for the top 10 best Modern Age Super Rare figures. You guys let me know what your favorite Modern Age Super Rare is in the comments below. I always enjoy reading that stuff. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, give it a share. It really helps keep me motivated to make these videos, and also it lets YouTube know, hey, I enjoyed this video, other people might as well. Alright guys, that's all I have for you today. As always, please remember that zone critical miss if you don't have probability control.